Okay, let me set the tone. Gonna kiss you up. Okay, so like I say, you guys had you've fought off this dragon cult. You, along with help from this group you've met, group of lovely adventurers, and then you've had basically one left, and he turned into a green dragon who literally started to fly off. The other group ran as soon as they saw the dragon. Boom, they're out of it. Even Tarquin, and Tarquin's quite a brave gentleman. He was straight out of it. And you guys were following suit. It was in your head, and until Scalus decided to entangle it.
I mean, it was a great shot. I'm just throwing that out.
It was a
fantastic shot.
It was a really good shot.
And he entangled the dragon. And you guys were umming and ahhing, and then a round went, and then the dragon got untangled, started to fly towards you, hit some of you with his breath, and then started to fly back off again. He looked at the angle he was flying off, and you guys have just finished the battle, and you sort of quickly decided you're going to get your ass after this other group and try and make your way back to family, because you've got this feeling that they're going to try and muscle in on Gundren, which what you've and for the love of Brittany as well. And you're running and you're giving chase, and you come to like it's nightfall. You guys are settling down. You know you've got to rest. I would say exhaustion is going to kick in, even with a fight. And you like all settle down, camp up. You get some rations, or if one smoke. We said they smoke's gone to get some food before you got a bit hunting. Shadow's gone to get some hunting for you while you're sitting there, lighting up the fire, and you settle down, start to rest, and you start chatting. And just genuinely chatting among yourselves. And gentlemen, it's all up to you. Have a lovely session.
Cheers, Logan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Logan.
Cheers. Oh, by the way, sorry, before you go, Alith, when you wake up in the morning, you have no bear.
Okay.
Lena, when you wake in the morning, you are lovely, cuddled, nice and warm, with your arms wrapped around the bear. I'm going to go now, gentlemen. See you all. Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye. Follow me.
Hold on, I'm going to join. Cool.
Right.
And I was listening, but I wasn't paying attention. Is it morning or is it?
No, it's the
night time.
So yeah, so we're around the campfire. Alith has just got out like a really long pipe, like a wooden pipe. It looks like it's handmade. I think Gandalf pipe, and it's just
Alith's a stoner. Hey.
He's just sitting at the campfire, staring daggers at Scalus.
Hey, pass the pipe over.
And he's got a teddy bear. He's got a teddy bear's head popping out of his backpack or his sack. He doesn't pass you the pipe.
Goran's currently eating a ration pack. It's kind of gross. He looks disgusted. He's hangry. He's rage eating.
I could hunt you something, Goran. You don't have to eat that. I could find us something.
Fancy shooting a dragon again, Scalus?
Okay. That was a
Let's
mistake.
address the elephant in the room.
I feel a lot of animosity here. I feel a lot of animosity by the fact that Shadow just peace. As if he hasn't done anything terrible that we should air him about.
Yeah, he did just run off.
I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, doing a bit of stealing compared to enraging a dragon and nearly getting everyone killed is probably quite low.
I'd disagree, because I think the reasonings behind it are different. I did that dragon because we're, 2 days ride from Phandalin. How long do you think that would take a dragon to fly? 3 hours? 4 hours?
Your plan was to catch the dragon and ride it to Phandalin.
No, my plan was the people of Phandalin are pathetic apart from what's-his-face,
Oh, fuck, I should know his name.
yeah.
Hold on.
Tolben, not Tolben, Darren Edelman.
Yes, him.
Darren, yes.
They'd all die.
I'm pretty sure Darren...
Unless we, obviously, I underestimated a dragon's strength. I don't know about you lot, I've never seen a dragon before.
Neither have I.
And I'd argue I've been around significantly longer than most of you. I have no idea what Alith's age is, he's probably older than me. But
I think your logic is flawed. There's no guarantee the dragon was heading towards Phandalin. It seemed like it was chasing after this other group of adventurers by the looks of it. And by actually attacking it, we could have made things worse.
Yes, I realise that now. But I've only heard of dragons and tails and stuff, and I thought, hey, we're pretty strong too. I was not prepared, and I apologise. But I will not apologise for the reasons why I did it. In that, of the people in the area, we're the only ones who have a chance. Otherwise, everyone dies. And I don't know.
I guess we've got out of it alive.
I mean, I very nearly died, but...
I'm not about to let everyone die when I feel like there's a chance we can do something about it. That's just how I was raised.
It put me on my ass in one hit. Admittedly, it was
I thought you were still standing.
No, I'm not going to lie. Colron definitely went straight down. He went from 48 to 9.
I mean, Scaleless, I feel like you feel more about this town than you kind of let on. I thought we were bothered about the people of Phandalin.
I'm bothered about people.
I'm not bothered in the general scheme of how they live their life. That's not for us to say or for us to decide. I am bothered in giving them the chance to live their life.
I mean,
However they want to live it. I'd rather, if we can keep as many people alive, then I will do whatever I can to keep alive, even if it means shooting down a dragon.
I mean, is that the same feeling across everybody?
no.
Because I would expect that some of his actions have probably not left the town in the best of state.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't care about how they live their lives, but my actions have kept everyone alive. I haven't killed anyone. I mean, apart from the people who were raping and pillaging the town.
What's your story, Scaleless? I mean, what drives someone to be crazy enough to attack a dragon on sight and the moral obligation of defending a village? There's something to it.
I mean, that's pretty hardcore, I'm not going to lie.
I don't know. I grew up in a I don't know the word for it. A society that wasn't built on action, was built on hierarchy, and I hated it. And then one thing led to another, and I was not in that place anymore. And I was in a totally different city. I say a different city. First city was the woods, so I don't think that counts as a city. I'm stumbling over my words. I feel like a lot of people are staring at me right now.
I mean, I'm sure everyone is. Even the
Speak freely.
Yeah, I'm just interested to know, obviously you were very strongly compelled to protect the village, and there's obviously something there, isn't there?
I grew up on the streets. I'm young. I'm only 72.
I hate those.
But a human, and don't get me wrong, Colran, Lena, I have a lot of respect for humans, but in the scale of the world, you are blips. You can make as big a ripple as you want in that time, but you are blips.
We are explosions.
And so, but a human took me in, and I had to grow up as he raised me, and watch him grow old and old and older, whilst I barely grew. But that never stopped him from caring. That never stopped him from trying his hardest. He was on the streets just like me, but that never stopped him from giving whatever clothes off his back he could to help anyone, to help me, to help the other street urchins.
It's not a black blip in your life, then, is it?
No, exactly. But he was over and done with, and I've in a fraction of my life. But I've got to. Humans are blips, but that doesn't mean their teachings have to be. And I'm trying to just let his teachings live as long as they can. If any of that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not happy, to be honest. I mean, that I came out of that the worst out of everyone, to be honest.
I apologise for making your blip possibly even blippier.
Fuck
Hey,
you.
The
worst
I
apology
still think attacking a dragon without telling anyone what you were doing is a pretty shit-brained idea.
Okay,
I understand where it's coming
when did
from.
I have?
At
I
least
didn't
we
have
know
time
now.
to tell people. Also, first time I've ever used that spell before. Didn't expect it to work. I was sort of just freeballing.
Hey, I mean, at least we know now that in these types of situations, you might do the morally right thing, and at least we can be on guard rather than being caught with our pants down.
Also,
I mean,
I know you're all pissed with me.
I like it.
Alith. Begrudgingly, I do have a little more respect for you in the fact that all of you, even the sourpuss in the woods, rushed in after me, and that means a lot to me because I've not always had people who do that before.
Nah, you're my buddy, Scalers. I mean, you irritate me.
Cora. And just for that, I will give 100 gold back to the town.
I'm so happy.
I'm not sure you should be giving gold back to the town, to be honest. It sounds like Lady Thornton's got an iron grasp on it now.
Well,
Yeah, I think we
I
got
get
that down in a bad place.
I guess it does. We should have. Yeah, I guess we'll see when we go back.
From what I understand, what they told, we weren't there for that. Never mind. Shit. Never
From
mind.
what has been relayed onto us.
From what's been relayed onto us by Shadow, she hired guards, didn't she? Which is more than the other guy ever did.
Yeah, but guards
Yeah, but-
operate in two different.
I know, I understand.
Guises.
Guards can be dicks.
Yeah, this could be Red Brand's Mark 2.
I mean,
But we dealt with Red Brand's Mark 1. Sorry.
I watched you, and I thought what you did was the right thing for the town. It was difficult to see how it would play out. For all intents and purposes, Harbin was a fool. But Lady Thornton is a calculating woman by the appearance, and it seems that she wants something, and has made a power play. So she's clearly a dangerous adversary.
But Alith, what do you want? You talk about you can't trust me and this person's cold and power hungry. But what do you want?
I just want to get to the mine to uncover the magic that lies within.
I don't know.
I know, and I'd just like to speak about Alith, but not directly to Alith. So I apologise, Alith. But
It'd be right today.
I feel like I feel like people are getting on my back about how I'm treating Alith. So I'd like to pose this question: say a lich came out of the wood and was like, "Hey guys, I've been watching you for a while." Like Burns, one of the members of our party, is like, "I've been watching you for a while. I'm gonna chill with you, and I'm gonna go to this mine to get this magic thing, but I'm not going to explain why." None of us would trust it because it's a lich.
Yeah, obviously I agree with you, but I've also been
And drows, I'm not saying are liches, but historically haven't been the greatest of people. So Alith, I am very impressed
No,
and
it's
happy with the way that you
it's
followed
it's,
me into fighting a dragon.
it's fine. Your bigotry towards my heritage is part of the reason why I'm in this mess. I mean, I'm essentially cursed to live a half life, if you can even call it a half life, and that's why I seek what's in the well.
And I want to trust you. I need to know what you're after
I
to
feel
be
like
So
able.
Lenny has made an insight check on what Alith said about
Yeah,
what
I'm
was after.
all completely straight and narrow.
Straight
So
and
you
narrow.
okay? So I'll pose this. I'll look at Scaleless, but I'll obviously be answering the group, and I'll be like, well, I guess to explain what I'm after, I probably need to start at the beginning, so
here we go.
you have some sense. I mean, as you can see from my appearance, my heritage is less than desirable, even amongst other half elves. I was always the drow, and you know the saying, you can never trust the drow, as our friend Scaleless constantly points out. As a result, I've always strived to better myself, to gain power, to prove everyone wrong, and to raise myself up. Even as a child, I worked harder than my peers, and it showed. I had a natural aptitude for the arcane arts, and I was the youngest student admitted into the College of Magic in Neverwinter many years ago. But even in this enlightened place of learning, my heritage and my skin colour was always a problem, and I was looked down upon. It didn't bother me. I continued to work harder than anybody else in the school, and I rose rapidly. My knowledge of arcane lore and power continued to grow, but it was never enough. For most young men seeking power, you never have enough. So every night I would spend hours in the library, reading books and ancient texts, looking for any secret pieces of power that had been overlooked. So then one night, cursing through one of the bookshelves, I happened upon an ancient tome. It was thick with dust. It must have sat hidden on that shelf for centuries, but something about that book called out to me. And, well, let's just say, once I'd opened that book, that was it, my fate was sealed. The book itself was intoxicating. It's as if the words just floated off the page, giving honeyed whispers into my ears. I was transfixed. I couldn't put it down. From what I could tell, the book was written in a very ancient form of Sylvan, promising the reader vast powers from the Feywild. As I came to the middle, I found an incantation, a ritual. It was strangely simple, easy almost. There was no complicated incantations or materials needed. So as a young, stupid fool, I began inscribing the runes on the floor straight away. And it worked. It worked perfectly. A doorway was open, but not to what I thought was the promised Feywild, but to the Shadowfell. And as I opened that portal, the energy from the Shadowfell flooded into me, and that's where I was knocked out. I awoke in the morning. The headmaster of the school had found me, expelled me on the spot, having seen what I'd done and what I'd become. I took the book and fled, leaving the city and the college behind. I took refuge in the woods, the only place I thought to go. And that's when I realised something had changed in me. The book certainly did not lie. I had been granted immense power, but all power comes at a cost. The dark energy from the Shadowfell all but extinguished my life force. So I'm now trapped in a state between life and death, neither living nor dying. Hell, I don't even know if I can actually die. I don't age normally. I spent many years in those woods at the beginning, reading the book and other collections that I pillaged over my years. realizing the mistakes and translations I'd made wrong, and understanding the full cost of the power that I'd been granted. The book in itself offered no cure, no way to lift the ailment I could find in it. I looked at that book and I should have destroyed it, but something inside me stopped me doing it. I just couldn't bring myself to destroy it. So I've hidden it somewhere else. No one else could find it. If that book falls into the hands of someone who fully embraces the darkness it gives, who knows what destruction they could bring. So after many years living as a hermit in those woods, I set about finding magic items, books, any powerful magic artifact that could maybe cure me of this condition. Decades have passed since I began that quest and nothing worked. And that's when I heard the rumour of some fools who'd found the Spellforge. And from my research, I figured any place that's strong enough to imbue on mundane items with magical energy would maybe surely worth investigating as a potential cure for myself. And so that's how our paths have crossed, as I seek a way of redemption and to remove this curse.
So do you that's heavy. And
Insight check.
Legit?
yeah, sorry for judging you a lot. I'm not saying I fully trust you, but I certainly. What, on me or on him?
It's a wisdom thing, so he's going to fail, but... 17?
I mean, I could roll a deception check, but I don't match the truth.
Oh.
So what do you hope to do at this Spellforge? Do you hope to be the object being forged?
To be honest, I don't quite know. I mean, any place with great magical confluxes like the Spellforge would, potentially be an opportunity for me to channel those energies into myself and to remove what's inside me, what courses through my veins.
And do you have a forgery kit? I assume that's vital for forgers.
No, I mean, I'm not sure you quite understand the way the Spellforge works. It's not like it's not necessarily hammer and anvil. It's manipulating the energies that reside in that place.
So are you on a conquest to collect magical items to take them away from others? Or are you still looking for this great power for yourself?
I mean, that was many years ago. I think when you unexpectedly imbue yourself with the powers of the Shadowfell and trap yourself in a neither life nor death state, I think any quest for power that you maybe had when you were youthful goes out the window. I mean, my goal now is to remove this curse from myself. It's the darkness of the Shadowfell essentially is cloaking and wiping out my life force. All but the last part of me is almost dead.
What
How
did we
long lift
find it?
for, if you might ask?
Pardon?
How long have you lived for?
It must be centuries now.
Hey, at least I called he was older than me.
But I don't look older than you. So from outward appearances, I'd look like fairly young, like late 20s. But
I was gonna say that still looks older than me. So
yeah.
Alith looks like he's about 19, 20.
You lose track when you live in the woods for so long, but it's been a long time.
If
What
you
that
go
means
out-
was,
What do you get?
What's I didn't catch that?
What's it like?
What's it?
Yes.
What's it like be overcome by the darkness of the Shadowfell. I mean, well, you and Lena felt it when I performed the ritual this morning, but it's like that constantly. The feeling of cold never leaves.
You must love hot weather.
It doesn't quite work like that, my friend.
Oh.
What about baths? Have you ever been in a nice warm bath? Gets you right to your bones.
Baths are gross.
It's more. I mean, it's when your life force is essentially being snuffed out. It's like it's almost like throwing water over a flaming fire, but it's your whole body. I mean,
Shooting an arrow at a green dragon.
I mean, you take no joy from anything. I mean, soft food is, a bare minimum for me. I just have the minimum amount of sustenance, but I don't eat normally. I barely sleep.
So you're not undead?
No.
But
I'm
you're not
neither dead nor truly alive.
Isn't that what undead is?
No, because undead is they've died and come back to life.
Right.
I don't even know if I can die.
How do you know you didn't die in that explosion?
Which explosion?
Well, when you did the ritual.
No, it was just a gateway, and then it went into the I don't know.
Well, you said you fell unconscious and you were found on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you actually died instead of falling unconscious?
I mean, I think I can feel that there's still some life inside me. It's just shrouded, suppressed occasionally.
Okay, if you don't mind, Scalus is going to go up to you and sort of put his hand on your chest where your heart would be. What does he feel? Does he feel like
How long is he going to keep his hand there for?
like depends. Like 30 seconds probably if he
So
doesn't
it's not
feel
weird.
anything.
So you wouldn't feel anything if you kept it there for 30 seconds. If you kept it there for like a minute and a half, you'd feel it beat maybe like once.
That's weird.
Does that mean you can hold your breath for a really long time?
I can't say I've ever tried it, but potentially.
Do you bleed?
Yes.
That was threatening.
Like, I haven't paid much attention to you in that last battle, and that's the only time we fought together. I was kind of preoccupied. I was in a tree for a lot of it, and then there was a dragon.
I mean, he hid in the bush for a lot of it.
No, I was at the top of a tree.
Not you, Alith.
Oh yeah, Alith was wearing a Kevlar teddy bear for most of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would, if it was like a real grievous wound, there'd probably be a bit of blood, but I wouldn't say it's like bleeding in a conventional sense.
If I passed you an arrow just to prick your finger on the end of, would blood come out of the prick?
I mean, eventually, at some point, when there was a beat of the heart, but not like it wouldn't be like a normal straight away trickle.
That's so spooky. Even the cat guy bleeds.
Yeah, but does he? He could just be faking it.
That's true. He is a good actor.
So yeah, that's why I seek the mind.
I just seek it because there's stuff in it. Now I feel bad.
Yeah, I guess when you find the mine, are you planning to take the magical items? I guess.
I mean, the magical items there will be mere trinkets to what I want. I want to see whether the magic that created those items is still active.
I
And
like
if I can
magical
channel
items.
it.
Everyone gets magical items. I haven't got anything magic yet.
If the spell forge is still burning in that sense, then maybe there's an opportunity for me to to use its energies to remove what lingers in me. I don't know. I've tried many things over the years and nothing's worked.
If
So you're
Yeah.
looking for redemption from the Spellforge.
Well, it's a chance.
if you could
Aye.
remove that thing, what happens to it? Will it just dissipate, or do you need to imbue something else with it?
I mean,
Will you die?
Hypothetically.
I don't know. I think the energy. It's not one set of energy. It's just essentially part of the Shadowfell resides in me. So I think if I was to be able to remove it, it would probably go back to the Shadowfell. And would I die? Yes, I think I'd probably go back to living.
What was
That's
the
my
book
hope
called?
anyway. What was the book called?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember its name. And even if I could, I wouldn't tell you. It's my burden to bear, and that book will remain hidden for as long as I will. For as long as I walk this earth, no other individual will ever touch that book.
Have you heard of the book since, or outside of your own discovery? Have you ever heard anyone talking about it?
Well, no, it's hidden somewhere only I can find it.
So there's only one copy of this book.
Tends to be that way in magical times.
Yeah. Thanks, Goran. As far as I can, as far as my research has led, yes. Typically, these types of ancient tomes don't get mass produced.
Well, who was the drow?
Who was the drow?
Yeah.
In terms of,
Your mum or your dad?
oh, it's my father.
Male drow. Ooh, scary.
Male drow are technically lower on the totem pole.
Yeah, but they look weird. They always look a bit greasy.
Alright, yeah. Alright. Scaleless. Enough of that.
What? I'm not insulting him.
You don't
You kind of are. These type of insults is the kind of thing that drive young drow to becoming power-hungry maniacs and reading ancient tomes and imbuing themselves in a...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's not push you down that road again.
to be honest, let's be real, they also worship a spider goddess, so, I mean...
Who's your mum?
Not all drow. My mother was a human woman. My father left drow society. There are some drow that aren't all under dark dwellers and loft worshippers.
Yes, and I do understand that. But let's be real, their entire Drow civilization is built around slavery,
No.
the worship of spiders, which is just terrifying, and I don't know, it's a matriarchy, I think? I don't know.
Drow society is a matriarchy, so male drow are often discarded. Well, not discarded. Male drow form the military arm. It's a very militarized society, but the power lies within the matriarchy, and that's why my father left. He followed in the footsteps of some of the more famous adventuring drow and come to the surface, but before his taste for adventure was satisfied, he met a young human woman, and against all odds, they found love, and that's how I was born.
Oh, that's sweet. Come on, Scammers, you can't say that's not sweet.
It certainly turned heads, a human woman with a drow male.
Scammers,
Yes.
are you okay, buddy?
I'm just listening.
So what's your feelings now, Scalers? Obviously, I understand history and all, but
it's hard to unlearn what you were taught from a young age. And I'm not saying if I see a drow, I am going to assume that they're good, because historically that hasn't worked out well. But not for me, but for my people. But Alith,
This drow, half drow.
I was about to say, let's let my human side appeal to.
this half drow does. I feel like I might have been quick to judge, and I apologise for that.
I appreciate
However,
that.
I'm still going to keep a sideways eye on you. Just for, not for the whole drow angle, but for the whole your history of looking for power and stuff.
Also,
Also, we've been betrayed before by someone who sounds a little bit like weirdly like you.
I know it's strange, isn't it? It's really
Yeah.
awful.
So it just triggers a little untrusting thing in my brain.
No, and I killed that guy for you.
That was wild, wasn't it, guys? It turned out to be a doppelganger. Who would have thought? I would
Are
lie.
you a doppelganger, Cora?
I mean, I killed my doppelganger, so I mean, maybe. Who knows?
So,
So what's his
I
thoughts
think
from here
Coran's a
then?
doppelganger. Let's kill him.
I mean, you can try, sure.
what's the sorry, Leah? What's the goal from here?
Yeah. I guess when we awake in the morning, what we I guess now that we've made up.
I guess I have to apologise to Shadow, to the cat.
To the cat.
Yeah, he's still pretty pissed. I mean,
He's a little pissed, isn't he?
what's the goal here? Are we
Hauling our ass back to Fandolin to try and stop them from stealing our fucking job.
Are they definitely trying to steal our job?
I get the feeling that they are. Just call it insight from.
I missed out on a lot of this because I fell asleep in a tree.
Yeah,
So
we
this
saw
was-
you. It was weird. You
They
can't hack
stealing our job in terms of this with Gundren.
yeah, potentially. I mean, one of the Gundren's brother, Rakodo, was it? Hired
Thundren.
these guys. Yeah, Thundren hired these guys to find Gundren. And obviously, they failed, but had been
Do you think
doing
there's
other.
some sort of family feud between those two?
I don't think so. I think they were. I think Thundren and Gundren are partners. Dwarves have no imagination for naming their children. I get the feeling they're working together. I think, but I don't know. I feel like isn't Morgan related to? It's kind of out of character.
Yeah,
Isn't
he
Morgan?
was the cousin. He was the cousin of one of the brothers, wasn't he?
Well, they're brothers, so they're both cousins. But okay.
No, so it's Gundren, Thundren, and there was a third brother, the Rockseeker brothers, and I think the dwarf we saw was the cousin of the brothers.
Right.
I guess,
Yeah.
Alith, you've got a reason to use this forge for yourself. I guess for the rest of us, is it just riches? Do we plan on setting up a home in Fandolin? Do we want to be seen as heroes? Are we...
I'm not really looking to stay in Fandolin. I'm more of a adventuring sort. I'm here because it's a lost mine called Fandelver, and I really do think that would be the good name of a book. So I'm just here for the adventure, really. I mean,
So we're just...
I'm here because Toby didn't raise no quitters, and we
I mean-
started this, so let's see it out. But I agree, Fandolin is a little bit sleepy. I'd prefer to go back to Neverwinter, or if you guys fancy seeing my hometown, we could go to Maribor. That's pretty dope.
You guys all seem like you were out to do the right thing. Fandolin used to be a very prosperous town or village when the mine functioned many years ago.
we have to do
Yeah.
something about Thornton.
If you're
I
willing
feel
to
like
take
we're
this to
treasure
kill,
seekers. Pirates.
Yeah, Scalus, if you're willing to fight a dragon to protect the village, it should be in your interest to get the mine back up and running and bring some prosperity to these people.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I want to see this out to the end. I don't want to settle in this town. But we've started something, and if I'm honest, we haven't started it super well.
Yeah, it went really bad. We've done some shit stuff.
I'd like to see it out and leave it in as best a condition as we can.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be nice.
If we walk away now, we are certainly not leaving it in a good position.
Okay. Has anyone got any ideas of what to do about Thornton?
I think we can't make
This
plans
lady
to
thought
see the town. We don't
Yeah,
know.
so Lena,
We've only heard whispers. We don't know what it's actually like.
Lena, in terms of your, I can't remember. Did you and Morkai tell people the symbol that you saw, what it was?
yes, we did. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, so she's a member of the Zenitorim, isn't she? Like that group.
I don't know what that is.
I was going to say, what's this?
Yeah, well, she had that like weird, like when
I know about the symbol. It's just I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I mean we'll have to wait for Logan because I think he'd probably want to make us check, but we can do that. Presumably one of us would know what they are. I mean, she seems to want this bear for a reason, and I point at the bear, and I
Do
say,
we plan on giving her the bear back?
No.
No, we're not
look
giving
at
you that.
and just take a big drag on my pipe, and I say, in the interest of garnering some more maybe trust, and since I know our wood elf friend here still doesn't trust me, I probably should tell you what happened with the bear and myself in that last fight.
What do you mean? What happened with the bear?
The bear spoke to me.
Oh, it's just speaking to me.
No, not this voice, and I'll make him do the Mr. Bucklebear voice.
Mr. Bucklebear.
Yeah, I love you. It was a different voice, a more assertive voice.
Was it in Mr. Bucklebear's voice there?
No, it wasn't. It was dominant. It was powerful, and
All right.
I think the bear took control of me. I mean, I was hiding on the other side of the river, slinging spells, and the bear. I don't know what it did to me, but the bear compelled me to charge into battle. And I'm pretty sure it was the bear that conjured the fireball.
I thought you conjured the fireball.
Nope, that magic is beyond me.
We need to get rid of this bear.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be lost back down the well again. This thing's been haunting me since.
I think it's it needs with someone. We need to maybe take it to someone that. I mean, Lena, I know you've already tried to divine it with your magic. I don't really it doesn't sit comfortably with leaving something potentially so powerful just out in the open to fall into the wrong hands.
I say we burn it.
I mean, I've tried. It's not.
And this isn't me. And again, I mean, this isn't me trying to take it to use it. I just it seemed to be able to take control of to be able to control me, and to make me charge into battle against my better judgment and against my will. This isn't a trinket to be trifled with. It's something powerful.
I mean, it seems to negate my spells.
I mean, I think we should speak to the little girl that found it.
I think that's actually not a bad idea. I also think Shadow knows more than he's perhaps letting on.
But the bear doesn't want Shadow.
I know, but
It
Shadow
goes to
wants
Lena.
bear. Also, Shadow seemed really weird around the well we found it, and he kept saying stuff about his dreams.
I mean, maybe he just wants it for the money. He's pretty self-interested, invested about himself.
He did. He made a beeline for the well.
He did. Maybe we should ask him.
I think we should just keep an eye on Shadow around the bear as well.
I mean, whatever. The bear isn't just a teddy bear.
No, I think for once, this is the first time we're going to say this, Alith. I think we're on the same page here. This bear does not go back to anyone until we figure out what it is.
I mean, it needs to stay 30 feet away from me, because if it's around me, I can't help you.
I mean, I'd use Divine Sense, but Helmet currently isn't here, so... As in, Logan's not here, so it wouldn't do much.
Well, I mean, I think maybe we could do some more investigating. When we've maybe healed up and rested a bit more. I think it's. I would say it definitely shouldn't go to Lady Thornton. Definitely shouldn't go back to Little Girl.
Are we giving that map to Lady Thornton?
No, we're never going to
I
give
don't
it.
think we give anything to Lady Thornton.
So we're
I
giving
do
nothing
not
to
like
Lady
Lady Thornton.
So is the plan to get back to Fandolin and, I guess, find Gundren and head straight for this mine? Are we...
I think the plan is we get Gundren out of town as quickly as possible.
I disagree. I think we need to spend time in Fandolin. We need to talk to Gundren, yes.
Tell him not to fuck us over.
I think, because we told him, we never ended up going to... This other group of adventurers did our other job for us. So we're a few days ahead of schedule, so we still have like 4 days before we're supposed to leave. I reckon when we get back there, we take a day to figure out some things, like what is going on with the teddy, what's her face is after. And also, we should probably have that burial for Irma, if...
Oh, we forgot about that. Fuck. Oh, I feel so bad.
If Sister Gariel didn't do it without us, we should probably get around to that.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, you probably saw Alith, but Irma was the elf that was accompanying us, half elf, that was accompanying us at the start, who is sadly no longer with us.
I saw Colrane throw a
Rest us all.
in front of a bugbear.
You were in the cave? God, you've really been following us.
I mean, part of that.
In fact, that was the exact opposite of what I was doing.
I can, be one with the shadows. Part of this power that I've been granted, cursed with. You know, you call it what you will. I mean, what I would say about the bear is, it didn't seem to want to cause harm to us. It seemed to want to try and protect us.
I mean, it forced you into a harmful position.
Yeah, but then it did conjure up a massive fireball.
Yeah, it's just if that bear turns on us.
I was going to
Yeah.
say.
If it can conjure up a fireball and talk to you, imagine what else it can do.
I mean, I think it would be interesting if we could find a way to talk to the actual puppeteer behind the strings. There's clearly one
you mean
facade when we
somebody's
talk to it.
controlling it behind the scenes?
I think it's
Well,
possessed. I think
I
there's
don't
something
think
in it.
it's maybe a person controlling it, but I think there's a second. There's obviously the external, the Mr. Bucklebear we can speak to now, and I think there's a second, let's say, entity that's hiding in the bear, and I don't know whether it was forced into action out of self-interest to protect itself, or whether it generally wants to protect us. But we haven't spoken to this second passenger yet, so I think it'd be interesting to try and find a way to speak to them.
Okay, I think it sounds like a plan then.
Okay, let's sleep up and try and make as speedy progress as we can in the morning.
Yeah, I'm pretty parched, but
I don't mind taking first watch if people want.
You know what? I was planning on staying up anyway. At least for a little while. I've got some, I don't know, praying, meditating to do. I don't know. Do I do that now? He hasn't really explained much to me about this yet.
Well, all this night stuff we can deal with in the next session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, so we rest now, wake in the morning, and do whatever we need to do when Logan's back here.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Anyway, good chat, guys. I feel like we made some real progress there.
Group therapy went well.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
Shame Shadow wasn't here for it. I feel like we could have hashed some stuff out, but oh well.
yeah. Couples therapy, family therapy was good.
Right, how do we get
Although
Craig out?
David did say he was one with Shadow, so I wonder what those two have been up to. Little kinky.
Not quite in that way, but yeah.
Anyway.
Not quite. In
Yeah,
that way.
so what happens with Craig now? If we just disconnect, does it stop?
I think he stays in it. I think we need to get Logan to come back and tell them off.
Didn't Craig leave?
Yeah, isn't that? Oh, wait,
no, it's there.
Logan's there.
No, it's there.
I thought Logan was the only one who could do that. It's in the yawning portal. I think he's supposed to put Craig leave in the yawning portal, wasn't that it?
Yeah, but it doesn't work for us.
Oh.
I think it must be to do with. I'm guessing it's. I guess it's probably to do with if you've got permissions at certain levels.
But I figure if we just leave, then it will keep recording just nothing.
Message
Yeah.
Logan to say we're done so we can turn it off.
Well, I feel
Or
like
else he's got a 6-hour YouTube video or what?
It's 5 hours of like silence.
Some people find it soothing.
Yeah, but that
Shadow
first
logs
hour
on at midnight.
fire.
That first hour is like really good. And he's like, he's going to play for 6 hours. Brilliant. Right, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Then. Or I say see
Yeah.
you guys next week.
Cool.
Bye.
Catch you guys later.
Cheers, guys. Have a nice week.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye, guys.
But